5 most hated perfumes for women. I don't know what it is, but a lot of these perfumes, whenever they get mentioned, whether I'm the one who's mentioning them or I'll read up on a thread or something like that, it seems like they always get mixed reactions. They always get polarizing feedback. I'm going to let you know what they are in just a second, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on these 5 most hated women's perfumes, not necessarily hated by me, although I will be honest with you, a lot of these I can't really comfortably recommend in today's day and age. However, it seems like whenever these do get mentioned, there's always a wave of mixed reactions. So please let me know, which camp do you fall in? Drop your comment down below as I reveal each one. But before I dive into the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So, who knew that some perfumes could be so controversial, for lack of a better word? They can have such mixed reactions. And I think there are a few variables to consider when determining the level of aversion that some people have to these. One, is the perfume a victim of its own success? Sometimes it seems like that is the case, right? We have some perfumes that they've done very, very well. Everybody wears them. And I guess in the pursuit of originality, there are a lot of women who will forego purchasing and subsequently wearing these fragrances because their mindset is, well, if there's a million other people wearing this, why do I want to wear it too? So let me just dive into the list. The first one is by Thierry Mugler, and it's called Angel. I love Angel, right? I love this perfume. It has a lot of caramel, patchouli, ethyl maltol. It's sugary. It has this cotton candy vibe. The first gourmand for women, composed by Olivier Cresp, and I even have his signature on the back of the bottle here. This is just a stunningly beautiful perfume. A lot of the women that I've spoken to, they will tell me, well, I think it's the patchouli that turns me off, or I think it's the fact that it's too strong, or the fact that it reminds me of the 90s, or, you know, it doesn't smell quote unquote modern anymore. But I think a lot of times, you know, a lot of these perfumes, especially this one, is the criticism isn't warranted. I'll basically put it like that. I personally love this one, and I would love to smell it on a woman even today. I want to see this perfume continue to do well. And let's be honest, it's doing very, very well, which is why we're getting flankers like Angel Nova and Eau Crassier and Elixir. And there's just, you know, every year there seems to be a new flanker, and I love that. It makes me so happy. I love this brand so much. But of course, Angel by Thierry Mugler, for whatever reason, seems to be one of the most hated perfumes, or one of the most polarizing perfumes. I'm not going to say hated. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Now, this one gets hate. This one by Elizabeth Arden is called Red Door. This one has a lot of rose. There's some spices in here. There's also honey in the heart with a base of sandalwood. So I think the main criticism with this one is that it just smells kind of old school, right? I had this one comment from this one woman who said she worked in a nursing home for a number of years, and all of the ladies in the nursing home were wearing Red Door. And ever since I read that comment, I just couldn't get it out of my mind. And it's like, is that really the case, right? Like, this is enjoyed by such a older demographic that, you know, you can't shake that idea or concept from your mind, that it's like, oh my goodness, like, you know, this one is not for anybody, you know, below the age of 25 or whatever. Honestly, I think scent is subjective. If you like something, you shouldn't care what notes are in it. You shouldn't care when it came out. You shouldn't care who the perfumer is. If you like it, and just wear it. If you can afford it and you enjoy it, that's wonderful, right? Like, scent is inclusive. It's open for everybody. But this one, it seems to get a lot of polarizing reactions. So this one can say it's also a victim of its own success, sure. But this one, I think, just conveys that old world property about it that I think a lot of people are deterred from wearing it. Chanel's number 5. Now, of course, we're going back to the 1920s. And this one, oh my goodness, all of the aldehydes, how bright, sparkling, fizzy it is in the opening. I know a lot of people equate the smell of this one to a carbonated beverage, and I understand why they would do such a thing. Of course, this has an overdose of aldehydes. I think it's a very classy, distinguished smell, but would I recommend this to a young lady in the year 2024 and beyond? Probably not, right? Unless she says, I'm going for a Marilyn Monroe vibe, then I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely, definitely pick yourself up a bottle of Chanel's number 5. But if I'm being honest with you, I can't comfortably recommend it. If there's somebody who says, look, I'm into collecting perfumes and I would like to have certain perfumes just as a reference point, I'm going to say, yeah, sure, get Guerlain Shalimar, get Chanel's number 5, get, Mitsuko, get all of these perfumes. I get it. But for somebody who's like, hey, I have a big date this weekend, what do you think I should wear? I'm not going to recommend Chanel's number 5, right? So the next one by Clinique is called Aromatics Elixir. So this has a lot of patchouli, it has a lot of oak moss, some spices. It's a very warm, earthy type of a fragrance. And just looking at the color of the liquid in here, it looks like syrup. It looks like honey or maple syrup or something. It's just so dark and ambery. And this also is a testament to the lasting power of the perfume. I got to be honest with you. So I've worn all of these, right? Because I want to test them so I can speak about them comfortably on my channel, so I can get to understand them better. This stuff lasts a very, very long time, 10 plus hours on skin. I mean, it goes without saying that this perfume is going to follow you. It's going to leave a scent trail. This is not going to leave your skin unless you wash it and you have to scrub vigorously, right? This is an incredibly long-lasting perfume, very much like Angel, although some people have provided me with the commentary that their Angel doesn't last very long, or they don't remember it lasting as long as it used to in the 90s when they first started wearing it, and so on and so forth. So, of course, a lot of these perfumes have become the victim of reformulations throughout the years, and especially when we're talking about perfumes that have been around for decades, it goes without saying, and it's to be expected that, yeah, the lasting power is going to be diminished. But with this fragrance in particular, it still lasts a very, very, very long amount of time. But I get it. Whenever you smell oak moss in a perfume or patchouli, and that combination especially, it is going to sort of put you in the mindset of, oh, this is an old school perfume, one to be enjoyed by an older generation. And again, if you're wearing these perfumes, please continue to wear them, continue to enjoy them, ignore people's criticism and critique, just wear what makes you happy, wear what makes you feel good. But in the number 1 spot, this one, I don't know. I don't know if the name has kind of become ironic to this perfume at this point. This is a very spicy fragrance. So many spices in here. There's cinnamon, there's, I think, a touch of cardamom as well. It just has spices in the note breakdown, but a lot of balsamic ingredients, this rich amber. It's a little incensey, not smoky per se, but you do have this balsamic ambery richness to the perfume. And very much like this one, the color of the liquid in this bottle is dark. This next one is very, very dark as well. And yeah, the name has become a bit ironic because it doesn't smell youthful anymore. At least people will argue it doesn't smell youthful. By Estée Lauder, this is called Youth Dew. Now, of course, this is another perfume where if, a confident young woman approached me and she said, look, I have a date this weekend and I need to wear a perfume, something that's going to make heads turn, something that's going to make me feel confident and comfortable in my own skin, something that will get me compliments, I am not going to recommend any of the top 4 on this list. Angel still has its charm. It still has its allure. I love, 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 love Angel. And this is clearly the best example on this list of a perfume being the victim of its own success, right? On the men's side, of course, one could argue fragrances like Dior Sauvage is a victim of its own success. It's the best seller as per the 2023 numbers. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of people who detest it, right? They say that sharp metallic opening and everybody smells like it and you're going to smell like the girl's ex-boyfriend and blah, blah, blah. But Youth Dew is one of those perfumes where, and of course, I would like to hear from you, right? So if you're watching this video, drop your comment down below and let me know, do you agree or disagree with any of these 5 selections? But ultimately, these are 5 fragrances that whenever I talk about them on the channel or on any of my social media accounts, the women are quick to make their opinions heard. And I always appreciate that. So thank you so much for watching the 5 most hated perfumes for women. And it just turns out that all of these are designer brands. Once again, do you agree or disagree with this list? Or better yet, would you add any perfume to this list? Magie Noire by Lancôme, or Exclamation by Coty, or Anais by Cacharel? Like, are there any other perfumes that are like, ugh, I can't stand that one, right? Drop your comment down below, and maybe I'll even do a part 2 if there's enough interest. But thank you so much for watching. I love you all. If you took anything of value from today's episode, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really, really mean a lot to me. Thanks again. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.